Hi, we're in real life this time, and I'm going to be showing how I build bodies and how I do anatomy in general. And sorry if there's like noise in like Christmas music. Gotta get in the holiday spirit. And I'm also sorry if like the audio is weird and if my explaining isn't that great, but I'm gonna try. So, um, starting off with the head, I just do a circle, and then a lot of people tell you to do this a line down the center and then a line across to show like the the vertical and horizontal movement. And I especially like to use the bottom line as a guideline to where to put the chin. And I usually start from the cheekbone to kind of get an idea of the face shape. Then I stop the jaw right around um, the bottom of the circle. And that line is a little high, but I usually have the the ears and the eyes like close together or resting on the same line, I guess. Just gonna do that. I like to do flat noses. That's just my kind of style. Let's just do a simple eye. That's a little low, but that's fine. Oh, that's a bit spooky. Then I do the eyebrow ridge and bring the head back behind the ear close like that because our heads aren't perfect circles, they're more like ovals. So I bring it back a little bit like that. And let's just do that for the neck. And for the chest, I think about the rib cage and its shape. Its shape is it's kind of like that. It's a very simplified shape, but that's kind of the silhouette that it has. And I place the top of this shape where I would place the collarbones to kind of have idea of where those are. And obviously, the size of this shape will change depending on the type of body that you're drawing. And I also simplify it using a square or a rectangle, either one, but it helps me obviously make the chest, but think about how much my character is bending. Like, if this is the rib cage, and then this is the spine, and then these are the hips, then I know to draw the body like that, you know? And then the collarbones would be right there. And yeah, so it would be good to do a sort of line of direction like I did here to get an idea of what pose you want your character to be doing. But for me, I don't always do that because um I'm not necessarily an advanced artist or anything like that. I wouldn't really say I'm intermediate either. Well, I guess I am, but I don't find myself needing to do a line of action because I can very clearly picture the pose that I want in my head, and I have confidence that I can bring it to life on the paper. Um, and in my opinion, confidence is a very important part of drawing because without confidence, your lines will be shaky, you won't know how to build or anything like the body. So be confident in what you're doing. And if you're not confident again, or this time, just keep trying until you are. So I have this here, and depending on which one I use, either the box or the rib cage, it kind of changes my idea. Well, not really changes, but it helps guide my idea of the roundness of the character. So if I'm drawing a literally more boxy character, then I'm probably going to use a box. And it's just quicker to draw, so if I'm doing a more rounded character, then I'll probably do the rounded rib cage shape. Um, Here I would actually draw a little line from the rib cage just to show how far apart I want the rib cage to be from the hips. So again, this marks the top of the hips, like this marks the top of the rib cage in the collarbone. And I don't always really do guidelines for the hips, but if you see here, it has sort of this, what's that called? A pentagon? I don't know. It has, it has a trapezoid shape, so kind of like that. So I do kind of do that, but I'm going to show you another way. So your hips are kind of sort of shaped like that with like little holes there or whatever for your legs. And same with this whole deal, like whether it's more boxy or if it's more an organic shape, it'll help guide the way I build the body, whether or not it's more boxy or more rounded. So then just do that. And I tend to draw more hourglass shapes, so just taking from, or like draw a line through the middle. I don't really draw a line, it's kind of just an imaginary line. Same with the hips, I don't usually draw a line, but um, that imaginary line like helps me figure out where I want the hips to be going out from. And I would connect these two lines to the hips from where it bends. Your hips don't go up that much. It's probably, well, I mean, your hips are right there. I'm no science person. I don't know my anatomy is super good like that. But these two lines, hold on, it's getting a little messy. There we go. These two lines, again, give me an idea of where the hips are, and I can better move my figure around to give me that idea. And then here you can kind of see that pentagon shape or trapezoid shape forming. So like that. These hips are kind of wide, but I mean, that's okay. Some people have wide hips. So yeah, that's where the crotch is. And then I'll draw lines up. And then let's say we want them leaning a bit. I draw a line for where I would want the legs to be, like sort of like a line of action. And then I usually do these two bean shapes, I guess. They're not the most realistic or accurate or anything, and I don't really like this body, but that's okay. I'm gonna be doing more examples. So I would do one for the calves too. And just erase that a little bit. I'm using a mechanical pencil, so obviously the eraser isn't the best in the world. So we go like that. And I always remember to keep the outside of the thigh rounded and then the inside more straight. So we go like that. Then I would draw a little bump for the knee there. And the opposite, like diagonal like that. This is straight and that is straight. That's rounded and then that's rounded. And I like to exaggerate the calves like that. So, draw another little bump but from the front. And then the calves with one bump higher, again kind of diagonal, and then one bump a little bit lower. And go like that. And then for the hip, or for the feet, the idea, like, look at that, that's really boxy. Kind of doesn't really look like a foot, you just get the idea of it. Like, if a foot was drawn like that, like, you would know that that's a foot, even if it doesn't look realistic. So, how I make my feet is kind of based off of, like, sneakers, like boxy sneakers, because they have this sort of thing going on with them, right? I'm not good at drawing shoes. I haven't practiced them that much, but they have that sort of shape. And I really liked the silhouette of it. The fact that it looks like that. So I took the sneaker and then I took its silhouette. And it has, like, it goes back a little bit to, support your heel. So I bring this line back, and instead of swooping like this, like how a foot normally would and how that does, I take it from where the, like, ankle would rotate, and then I just draw a line down and then another one going out to kind of give it a higher, like, connection, I guess. So sneakers are like this, and then feet are more like that, right? I mean, that's not the best foot, but you get the point. Like, that's much higher than this is. And then if I were to change this to match that, I would go like that, and then I would bring it down right here. Well, maybe not the front part down as much like that, but you get the point. So then I would draw the foot more boxy like that, like how it's flat here, but it has the roundedness of the foot. But I only round it at the, when it goes towards the end. And then you draw your ankle right there. I mean, that's not the best example, but that's okay. Alright, so then for this, if I wanted this foot out, oh jeez. And I like drawing big feet, don't come at me. The pose is a bit awkward, but again, that's okay. That's okay. And when it comes to the neck, don't forget this muscle right here, or a tendon. And then I do that just real quick to signify that that's the shoulder and how far out I want the shoulders to go. And then same for the leg, I'll draw a line of action just to show the direction, and then do these like how I did with the legs, except these are more oval shaped instead of bean shaped. So connect it from where the pec would be, like that. And I guess I kind of do like pecs at the center of the rib cage, or like lower, I guess that is. Just a little bit under. Again, I'm not well versed in the science world of human anatomy. I just do what feels right to me and from what I've learned and observed from the world around me. So you do that? It's kind of like the same with here. I like exaggerating the roundness, if even just a little bit. And then I would do a silhouette for the hand because I love silhouettes. This is so awkward. That's basically how I build a body. And then if I want it to be more expressive like that, let's see. I think, yeah. So I start with the rib cage and I bend it a little, go like that. That's really whack. It's really messed up, but that's okay. Pretend like it's foreshortening or something. I don't know. Here, let's just change it. Let's just. And this one is a bit different from that because this is a more direct view. So you wouldn't show it going behind the head as much. And I say you wouldn't or shouldn't, but I mean when or if you're trying to copy the way that I draw, because I don't like you should and shouldn't kind of language. Just if you're going to give like art advice, and then this is just a little tangent, say it would probably be more helpful for you to do this. So I'm not going to tell you to draw all of these guidelines, but it could be helpful for you if you did. I know that I didn't like to use guidelines and stuff when I was a beginner. Um, but over time, I realized that they're not scary. They're not big and scary. They're just here to help if you want to use them. They're kind of like a resource. And it's up to you whether or not you want to use your resources. Oh, yeah, sort of like that. Um, I'd say more accurate than even just like this flat shape. What I like to do is, if you know those sneakers that kind of have like the little things going out in the back. Oh, that's very bad sneaker. So they kind of like look like that. That's honestly how I kind of draw feet. So it's like that, and then it sweeps back here, goes to the front. Yeah, I kind of like squishing them out. I don't know why I like doing that, but I kind of want to do like how I do face anatomy. So something that I like to do, just this is just a me thing. I was never taught this. I just found out that I like to do this. Is like here and here. Just realized that. Can't see that. There you go. So here and here, I drew the bridge of the nose, like this kind of shape. Fun. So this pointy kind of shape, and then I do this little like bird shape, you know, like the little, except I go like that, and I'll exaggerate it. Like this one, it's not as exaggerated, it's more like that. And this is meant to be like the sternum, and then this is the part of the nose that like hooks under, goes like that. And I like to stylize it and simplify it to just make it this little shape. And I know there'd be like a lot of people that are like, that looks so bad when it's simplified like that. Why don't you just like draw the actual nose? And did I ask? Honestly. So then I would draw the eye right here. So for eyebrows, like I like drawing this line really far up, going further than the eye socket, because this line really is just a sort of imaginary line. Not really imaginary, but it's not like outlined in real life, obviously. Like this would be your nose, so like that. And then there'd be a shadow going up here to like your eye socket where your eyelid would be. And then here's your pretty little eyelashes. So yeah, then this shading would go up to there with that eyelid. And I just like to outline that line and make it more stylized and bring it all the way up. Well, not all the way up, but like pretty close to the eyebrow, like that. And then do little eyelashes. I like doing little bottom eyelashes. Bottom eyelashes are underappreciated. And if the nose is a little bit too long, just put it higher up. I like doing pretty flat noses. Like if it were from the side, it'd probably look like that, which is almost a bit unrealistic. I don't think your nose can lay that flat. I think it would probably come out like this first before going down because of your bone right there. And then there would be like your lip. But you don't have to abide by actual anatomy all the time if you don't want to. Just do whatever you like and whatever makes you feel good. And this is what I like and what makes me feel good. And for the lips, I kind of do the same thing as the nose except turned upside down. So where the smile would be, oh well, I guess it's not turned upside down. I'm a little bit silly. So I'd draw the line like this. Like that. And then I like drawing the bottom lip. I feel like lips are also very underappreciated. And then I usually just draw a little curve like that to kind of hint that there's a cupid's bow like that there. I don't like drawing the lines all the way to the center line of the mouth. I just like doing that, maybe do a little shading at the bottom. And then I like to do this. I might do a sketchbook tour showing like all of the characters that I draw, and every single one of them have a black lip because I'm emo like that. Shade the eyes a little, and I like to exaggerate the eye bags too. Then for the ear isn't super realistic or anything. I usually just do this, do a little ear probe, this part that sticks out, go like that. And I usually leave it at that, but if I want to do anything extra, I do that. And then maybe that. Pretty simple ear. I don't usually draw a hairline. In my newest video, you probably saw that I drew a hairline and Scaramouche like this. Don't underestimate hairlines because they can be super helpful. And I like doing wider foreheads. There we go. And I'm just gonna do Scaramouche's hair. Remember that your hair is a 3D form, and unless your character's hair is wet, then it probably won't lie flat against them. Like Scaramouche's in-game model, his hair is pretty flat, but there are a lot of people, including myself, that like to puff it out just a little bit because it just feels a little bit more realistic that way, and it's also more fun, depending on the person, obviously. I've seen a lot of people who like doing straight hair, and I even did that for him at first, but I like puffing it out a little bit. I say a little bit and then I do that. I do these lines just to show the direction of the hair into kind of fake, not really volume, but pretend or fool, I don't know, like make it seem like there are more strands than there are. And there are probably a lot of people that will not like how that looks, but I personally like it. I don't always do that. Actually, I kind of do always do that. Let's see. What's another part of the body that I can do? I can do hands. Okay. So, I usually think about the hand with the palm first. And there are a lot of people who do this. I do that sometimes, to like kind of signify where the thumb is. I don't always do that. I usually do it with the ball like this, like how you would do a ball on a shoulder to show that the joint is there. And I usually keep it in the same place, maybe not. And like with the legs and the arms, I draw lines out to show where the fingers are. Then I usually start with the thumb to kind of get an idea of how I should make everything else in proportion to it. I don't usually think about it like that because, again, it's not like I'm a beginner or that I'm super advanced, but there are just some things that you don't usually think about until you have to explain it to other people. And it's just ingrained in your brain, you know? Um, and, oh yeah, like either I'll have this here or I'll have it over here because your palm extends right here. And the same thing for right here. Your palm goes like that. And then I usually draw, oh geez, yeah, I draw a line right there, and then that usually makes me realize any mistake I might have made with the thumb. I made that joint too high up. Or maybe I just messed up the entire thumb. That's okay. And just draw the arm like that. And I like drawing big hands. I usually don't draw like big monster hands or anything. But when it comes to their proportion in comparison to the arm, or maybe just the arm in comparison to everything else, they look pretty big, like that. But that's more of a chibi. Like, here it's obviously like the same size of that, but the character is much bigger. Um, I like I kind of make the arm pretty short, and to kind of show that the arm is bending, I like to go straight down. Well, like with a curve, obviously, not exactly straight down, and then do like a little bump like that. Or maybe I'll extend it out a little further and go like that. And that's the elbow. Okay, I'm being silly again. Goes like that. And the arm would be like that. So, yeah, that's how I usually draw. Arms and hands, like, again, there's this oval here and here. And you can use the box shape for practically anything. If you want a hand that's lying flat, to do this, make sure the fingers are bending a little because your hands don't usually just bend like that. If they're lifted up a bit, then your fingers they'll go like, you know, they'll bend a little instead of being like completely flat. So if you lift it up, make sure, I'm not taking my own advice. If you want to, make the fingers bent up a little bit more because it just makes it a little bit more realistic. So you go like that. And I also like exaggerating the knuckles, so go like that. Whoa. His fingers look a little bit odd. Yeah, sort of like that. I'm honestly not sure what else to do. I guess I could do eyes. That means pretty basic. Just imagine your eyeball, and then the eye wraps or like the eyelids wrap around that, and your eyeball, or like the overlapping folds, also wrap around that, unless you have a character or a person who has a monolid. Then, I mean, even that still applies. Just like you would draw it like that, then instead of with the creases. Then I like outlining the shine for the eye. Then draw big eyelash, or not big eyelashes, long eyelashes. Just a few of them. I like to do that. And then I usually shade the eyeball as if there was mascara, and then make it all shiny. Or not mascara. What is it called? Eyeshadow. Oh yeah, and with eyebrows. Again, I just kind of imagine the silhouette. So this one's like a triangle, and then I just scratch it out because I like how scratchy eyebrows look. We can try a few more poses, combining all of these together. Alright, here, let's do an action pose of character about to throw a punch. Yeah. Hmm. And remember that gravity plays an extremely important role in how your character moves, in how their body interacts with the world, and how it affects their movement. Alright. Can't find my eraser, so just gonna have you use this trash one again. I'll do one more pose. So, yeah, that's how I draw bodies. This is a very long video, not even draw that much. I draw very slow. But here, close up. What? You couldn't say that after. I'm doing a video. As in, I'm recording. It's fine, I'll just cut it out. Or maybe I'll put this at the end. You missed it. We're 39 minutes in.